Boulevard at Rennie's Balloon Stop and the building next to the location. Suspects are seen climbing out of both windows, male Hispanic and a possible male black.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the newest installment of the Minorities Report. As always, I am your head minority in charge, Gus. With me, as usual, is the biracial consigliere, Jaychelle.
What it is. How's it going, man?
Good. Should I say my biracial consigliere?
Biracial consigliere. Yeah. In that 95.5 voice.
You're listening to The Quiet Storm. I wonder where he found all those dudes, because it was on every radio station, no matter what part of the country you went to. I think it was syndicated, probably the same dude.
Yeah.
Hey, you're listening to the smooth sounds of 97.9.
I think it was the same guy for a while, but I'm pretty sure they have like a factory of like deep voice, velvety voice, like DJs.
Oh, like they have a movie guy. They have. I would think there was like a college course in communication school.
Yeah.
Movie guy voice 101.
That should be though.
A man, a woman, a robot.
One man, one desire, one orangutan. Clint Eastwood in Any Which Way But Loose.
Right turn, Clyde.
Who would win in a fight? Clint Eastwood and Clyde, or BJ and the Bear?
Oh, Clint Eastwood and Clyde.
Yeah.
He's an orangutan. He would have tore that chimp apart.
Yeah. I don't know, that chimp had some speed though. Like he was kind of springy.
He was little though.
Yeah.
He was like a little baby chimp.
I think it would have been like Goro versus that one black dude, Art, in the first Mortal Kombat movie. I think the bear would have given him a good fight, but eventually he would lose his soul.
Speaking of chimp, I was watching John Oliver last week tonight, and he was interviewing, of all people, Jane Goodall. You know who Jane Goodall is, right?
Oh yeah, of course, like Gorillas in the Mist. Yeah.
So he was interviewing her, talking about apes. And he goes, "You ever try putting a chimp in a little tuxedo?" She was like, "No." Because, just like a little man serving you drinks. He's like, because, he's like a shit talker. It's a funny comedy show.
Yeah.
And she looks at him and goes, "I don't like you."
Right.
I was like, dude, I was like, bro, I said, that's a win. He got Jane Goodall, of all people, to say, "I don't like you."
Right. Well, now it's like, this is why I deal with fucking chimps. Because I don't have to deal with your bullshit. I'll just deal with their shit. Oh, man.
So speaking of chimps, Marjorie Taylor Greene. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, a lot of monkey talk here.
I think she's more Cro-Magnon early man.
She's like Geico caveman.
Yeah.
But she want to offer you insurance, just, what do you call it?
Dude, she's so hideous that Geico caveman be like, "You."
Yeah.
No.
Right.
I have standards.
Have you seen their rates?
Standard rates. Anyway.
Yeah.
So, no, but your boy Drumpf, he went to Phoenix, Arizona. Right now in Phoenix, Arizona, average temperature is about 110 degrees. And he held an outdoor rally. Bro, like, I think 10 people ended up in the hospital.
It was 11. Yeah.
They upped it to 11?
11, yeah.
Jesus
this goes
Christ.
up to 11.
Bro.
but it fucking cracks me up.
At the hottest point of the day,
Yeah.
that's when he decides to hold a rally.
First and foremost, who in their right mind would want to go to a rally of a convict in triple-digit weather?
34 count convict.
Oh, 34.
Yeah,
damn.
well, it's because, it was 34.
He's trying to beat our troops like 24/7.
Bro, 34 felonies.
Yeah.
Dog.
Bro, you know what's funny? Speaking of which, I saw this, I think it was like a TikTok or something, but it was just this, maggot that's trying to flex. He's wearing a shirt and it has like those check boxes. One is Joe Biden and the other is convicted felon. And convicted felon is checked off.
Right.
What is wild about this, what cracks me up, is that this is the same people that kept saying about Hillary, lock her up, and Obama.
No. Oh yeah,
and now they're flexing about how they're going to support a fucking felon,
bro. And that's the thing. Now over there, Dumpy is trying to say, "I never said to lock her up." The people said that. Yeah. He's totally trying to gaslight.
Oh yeah,
it's like, bro, you're on video.
We got receipts.
Oh, that's AI.
AI is not that good enough to make you,
bro. No.
Yeah.
It's just so funny, dude. Yeah. Speaking of AI, they tried to AI a picture of him at a cookout. Have you seen that one?
Oh, I saw that.
It's fucking disgusting.
Fucking had like the 6 fingers on one hand.
Yeah, but dude, no, the part that I don't understand, people, it's 100 and something degrees.
Yeah.
Shit. I wouldn't stand outside if you paid me in 100 and something degrees.
Right. Like, you're seriously going to get heat stroke over this, asshole?
Fuck that.
But no, but that's the cult, man. And like, that's what's dangerous about them, is that these people would sacrifice their well-being just to like simp for him.
Oh, it's funny.
It's fucking disgusting.
It's funny. They say they're not a cult, right?
Oh, they are a cult.
Well, no. Yeah. Oh, I was going to show you something to prove that.
What's up?
Check this out. So speaking of cults,
listen
to this. Listen to this, and I'm going to tell you what it is. Listen.
He gets in trouble bigly time after time. He's controversial, but one thing is true. Imperfect people, a perfect God can use. I'm standing with the chosen one. I am the chosen one.
Stop it. Turn it off. My ears are fucking bleeding.
So there's this singer, Natasha Owens, and she wrote that worship song with Trump in mind. It's called The Chosen One.
Yeah.
Because he leaned into the whole, the Christians see him as the chosen one.
He's the chosen one the way Jeff Jarrett was the chosen one.
Fucking Neil's more the chosen one than he was.
Right. And he had doubts. But
bro, dude, fucking Poe is more of a chosen one.
Right. Dude, what's oh God.
You are the dragon warrior.
Skadoosh. God, that song reminded me of all those awful like Christian songs that they have kids sing. So back when I was like in fourth grade, my babysitter, they were church going folk, but the good church going folk. Yeah. But however, they had questionable taste in music because they would always like play like these like Christian songs, like these Christian kid songs.
Okay, I'm gonna confess something to you.
You were a Christian kid singer?
No. when remember I told you I was in ministry. I studied theology.
And then they said no booty. You're like, all right, I'm out.
Deuces. No. My ex-wife and I ran the children's ministry.
Yeah.
So I used to do like puppet shows and all that, and that's the music that she would play for our kids, like shit like that, Veggie Tales and what was it called? There's a Hillsong.
Right.
There's a church in Australia called Hillsong, and they do a whole kids thing. It goes, Jesus, you're my superhero, you're my star, my best friend. It's like I think about that and I'm like, God, the fuck was wrong with me?
Indoctrination.
The indoctrination, big time, dude. No, but speaking of indoctrination, dude, at least I dodged that bullet, dude, because I was I did go to church, I did get baptized and all that, reborn, but I never held on to that whole where everything is perfect and give yourself up completely. Yeah. And my ex-wife and I used to butt heads about that. She goes, oh, it's because you don't give yourself over completely. I was like, no, because I think for myself. Yeah. I got thrown out of 3 churches because of that, because I have a thought in my head.
Which is funny because that would be something that Jesus would back.
Oh, no,
like,
absolutely.
Absolutely. Think for yourself and everything. But yeah, your ex-wife, like, holy shit. Like, her, if you look at her brain, you don't see brain fluid, you see fucking Kool-Aid.
She's very easily manipulated. She's very easily convinced to do things. That's why when I met her, she was selling Amway for her uncle. And then when we started seeing each other, she, because of me, she started to realize, I'm being conned. I was like, yeah, that's what I told you.
Wait, so Amway, is that like a
Amway is a pyramid scheme.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's one of those, excuse me, they call it a multi-tiered business plan.
It's a con.
It's a pyramid scheme. Yeah. See, because what happens is that you come in as a salesperson, like a vendor, and then you can make money off of just selling things. They kind of got a catalog, everything from cereal to soap. Yeah. And you can make money selling off those things, but you make more money when you get people under you. So like say you bring in 5 friends, right? So you make a percentage of what they sell. But if they bring in 5 friends each, then all those people, they get money from, and then you get money from that.
It's a fucking cult.
So it's pretty much. Yeah. And so, but going back to going back to the cults. Yeah. I sit there and we watch, sometimes my girlfriend and I, we watch these cult docuseries. And I sit there going the whole time frustrated, going, how the fuck did these people fall for this?
Because like there a lot of people out there are lost. Like they don't feel like they have a place in the world.
Exactly.
And so when you prey on someone's self-esteem, then they're putty in your hand.
Well, that was like the one we watched was this dude back, I think it was late 60s, 70s, and 80s. Yeah. In California. He, I never even heard of this dude before. I can't remember his name. But what he did was he started a drug rehab center, free drug rehab center for heroin addicts and drug users.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So on the beach somewhere. And so then he started getting people in. And then little by little, it went from being a rehab center to being a cult.
Yeah.
And he made millions of them. They were whole countrywide. You know, the thing that brought him down was because he went crazy.
Yeah.
He started preaching some of the craziest shit. And then he started telling people, okay, you're no longer married to that person. You're married to that one. You can't be with them anymore. And just, I'm like, how do people just sit there and go, okay?
Yeah. You know, it was that documentary about him that you recommended.
Yeah.
And
the one on Netflix?
The one on Netflix, yeah. And it was wild because it had the most noble intentions. I want to help people get off drugs and get back on their feet.
He started the right way.
Yeah.
But what happened was the money started coming in from donations and shit, and he got blinded by that.
Yeah.
Then he started to buy his own bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, and that's where it goes in. David Koresh, Jim Jones, all those. It just because of
what's his face? Applewhite. Heaven's Gate.
Yeah.
But no, like once money gets involved, that's what
was that the
changes a person.
Hellbop Comet ones?
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
The ones where they did the mass suicide and castration
and
they
the
were in
Nikes.
The Nikes, yeah.
Yeah, just do it.
Yeah.
But that was awful. But anyway, then there was another one we just recently watched. It was only 3 episodes. You should watch this on Netflix also. It's called The TikTok Cult.
Yeah.
It was these TikTok dancers started going to this church because they got this one kid, this Korean kid. He started editing their videos, so they started going over to his house to film them. Then they met his father, who was a pastor of this Korean church, and he started just fucking talking to them, and he fucking just convinced them to stay living with him, disconnect from their families, and it became a cult.
Yeah.
And what happened was he had already had this cult, but it got pretty much trashed and stopped, but then he restarted it again, and he was making millions of all the money that these kids were bringing in from like TikTok and all that.
Yeah,
he was keeping it.
Wow,
they weren't getting anything from it. But you sit there and go, dude, how? The dude is not even that charismatic,
right? And again, man, it's just that if you say the right buzzwords,
exactly,
to lonely people, to people with low self-esteem,
that's who they target. They target the like what I like to call the low-hanging fruit.
Right.
They look for the ones that are damaged and prey on that damage.
Like what was it? The movie Higher Learning. Michael Rappaport's character, he was like, I think he was from like the Midwest. He's in college. He's by himself. He has no friends. He
didn't have money. He became a neo-Nazi.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to. It's like, is that he had he tried to fit in, but it wasn't working.
Wasn't the fat dude from My Name Is Earl in that too?
No, that's American History X.
Oh, he was in that.
Yeah. But then you have what's his face? He was played by Cole Hauser, like the leader of like the Aryan Brotherhood.
Right. Very charismatic.
Just goes up to him, and well, you know what got him? What was able to get Michael Rappaport in his tractor beam was he spoke to him. He went up to him and spoke to him. Yeah. Because if you look at the movie, Michael Rappaport is trying to talk to people. He's approaching them, and they're just with him in a way.
Which is funny because a Jewish guy playing a neo-Nazi.
Right, and a fucking loud dude. Because like if you watch Michael Rappaport on his IGN, like that dude has like no filter.
Bro, I love his IG and his TikTok.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I love that one that went viral. He goes with the cat. Mom!
Yeah.
Mom, look at this fucking cat. That cat is back again. Have you seen it?
Right.
The cat's got like all fucked up eyes.
but like, that's how cults grow. Like you find lonely people, you find people who are pretty much defeated.
Yep.
And then you say a couple buzzwords, you make them feel like they belong, and guess what? They're yours.
Right. Well, but to segue into our topic, it's kind of culty, but not really. Let me tell you the story behind it. We'll take a break and then we'll go into it because I know this is a topic that you've been wanting to talk about too. So I was watching Dune. Okay, the girlfriend and I went to her family's house for the Memorial Day weekend. We stood over there the Memorial Day weekend. So they wanted to watch Dune Part 2.
Right.
We hadn't seen the first
even
Dunier. More Dooney.
Right. Dune harder.
Dune harder.
Dune 2.
Dune 2, Sandy Boogaloo. Bro, so anyway. So we hadn't seen the first part, so we started watching it, the first part. Bro, these movies are so long. I fell asleep twice, and I still knew what was going on. That's how long they fucking are. But anyway, so we watching it, and I'm sitting there going, all right. I was like, first of all, I don't understand why some of these people are pissed because they live in nothing but sand, You have sand everywhere. You would have sand in your balls and your asshole. Come on. But what I started seeing was, hang on a second. Everybody's brown. And then they got their savior, quote unquote, is a white kid.
a blue-eyed
white kid. I'm sitting there going,
Symbolism.
Then I started thinking, I'm like, why the fuck he had to be white when all these people are brown?
Yeah.
I was like, Zendaya, the dude, what's his name? Gabriel, no, come on, from No Country for Old Men.
Oh, was it Javier Bardem?
Javier Bardem.
Yeah.
And all these people are brown.
Oscar Isaac.
There's even Oscar Isaac. There's even black people because they're desert dwellers.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much borderline Arab.
Right.
And Dave Bautista.
Yeah.
But he was one of the bad guys. Anyway, so I'm sitting there going, okay, these are desert people, and their savior, quote unquote, is a white guy, because supposedly, and spoiler alert, I guess we can say, he's descended from the quote unquote bad guys, the ones that want to take over. Because, dude, they're fighting over worm shit. I mean, that's what it is.
Right.
Like the whatever they call it, I can't remember what it was. It's like a red dust that's in the sand.
Oh, you mean literally worm shit?
No, it's worm shit.
Okay, I thought you meant like, worm stuff or worm whatever and everything.
No. In the sand, there's the giant worms. When they shit, it mixes with the sand, and then this is like an energy source.
And they're like that meme of the brother with the yellow suit over the around the tree.
Yeah. And so anyway, so this is what they're fighting for, because it's a mineral that is all it creates energy and all this.
Yeah.
But what happens is if you're prolonged to it, your eyes start to turn blue, like the whole thing, even the white part. Right. So that's how you can tell when somebody's been exposed to it too much. So anyway, but my point is, we're sitting there watching it going, and then the funny part is, I told my girlfriend when we got back home, I told her the movie was all right, it was chill, but why the dude that saves them got to be white for?
Yeah, I
was like, all these people are brown, and then all of a sudden, because the white guy comes in, and she goes, and my girl's white, she goes, you thought that too? I was like, I wasn't gonna say nothing,
right?
But because in your house, I'm the minority,
right?
Literally.
I'm gonna get more into it after our break and everything, but it is this that whole subliminal shit that studios love to pull. Like the average moviegoer will catch on. However, like once you start looking into it, it's almost like propaganda.
Exactly.
White savior propaganda.
All right, let's go take a quick break and we'll be right back.
The video game of the year.
Roger that, Bravo Sierra. We've got some insurgents killing orphans, and they've got some nerve toxin and a nuke and a random flashback level in which JFK and Castro duke it out on the moon.
Righteous Slaughter 7.
Copy that, Red Leader. Call in the airstrike.
Righteous Slaughter 7. The realistic art of contemporary killing.
How do you kill?
Rated PG. Pretty much the same as the last game.
And we're back. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. So before we went on the break, I was telling you what I wanted to talk about. After watching Dune, I started thinking, so I told my girl that, and she said she was thinking the same thing. So then I sat there and told her, dude, this would be a great topic, because thinking back, a lot of these movies, I was like, with this white savior, like, I mean, it's the white savior complex they refer to it as. The meaning behind it, I was just looking at it. Yeah. The meaning behind the white savior complex is basically somebody who thinks that they have to come in and defend minorities. It's an attitude and demeanor in which a person believes that they are responsible for assisting other people. Like, so in other words, like, okay, I've been called spick, right? Yeah. And do you know out there minorities are they're spoken about badly, whether you're gay, straight, whether you're gay, black, whatever you are, somebody's always got to say some shit about you. And
don't I know it?
And these people who, and listen, white people, straight people, whatever you are, and you're willing to stand up for people, that's great.
Yeah.
But there are times when you don't need to stand up for them.
Right.
Because I look at it this way: if I'm brown, and if somebody comes in and goes, oh, don't talk to him that way, because I'm like, and if you sit there and go, no, I'm cool, I got it, don't worry about it. No. I know more than you about your race.
Yeah.
And that's how it comes off.
It's that very smug and very condescending mindset that they need to fight, minorities.
We can't fight our own fight.
Right. And that's how I've, when you were describing Dune like that, that's how it came off. And honestly, I've seen that shit so many times in movies, as well as real life. But also the people, the white ones with the white savior complex are just as bad as like your full blown racist.
Right. Yeah. I mean, is it like real quick to touch back on Dune? Like even Zendaya, her character tells him that he tries to change their ways, and she's like, but that's not our traditions. Those aren't our ways. Yeah. And he's like, no. I'm changing it.
Yeah.
I know more. It's like, motherfucker, no, you didn't.
That's what happened with the last Airbender movie, the
Yeah.
Avatar movie, the one by M. Night
The M. Night Shyamalan
Shyamalan.
Ding Dong?
So he whitewashed a lot of the characters, including Aang.
What?
Yep. And so there's this one scene, and it's supposed to be based on the episode where the Earthbenders were imprisoned and they couldn't use their bending.
Okay, question.
Yeah.
Because I never really watched that show. Are they supposed to be Inuit?
Okay, Water Tribe is Inuit.
Okay.
Earthbenders are based on China and Tibet.
Okay.
Air Nomads, Tibet as well.
Okay.
And Firebenders based on China as well as Japan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the ones that are a little darker skinned in the cartoon,
Yeah.
they're supposed to be the Inuits.
Inuit and the Japanese Eskimos, the Innu or Ainu. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
because I always wondered that because I'm like, dude,
yeah.
they're supposed to be like in the Arctic and all that. I was like,
Right.
shouldn't they be Eskimo, not
Right.
Asian? I don't know. But that was
But
just
yeah.
me.
But it's pretty much like a combination of like all Asian cultures. That's,
Right, because
yeah.
because there's said that the people who are the Inuit and even the indigenous people here, why they have a slight resemblance to those who come from Asia is because they walked across when it was Pangea.
Right.
They walked across the frozen tundra.
Yeah.
And moved here. Because like on my 23andMe,
Yeah.
they followed. You could follow my ancestry, and it shows you on the map all the way from the center of Africa all the way to here.
But yeah, and that's like one of like the most layered world building that
Right.
the creators of Avatar are known for,
Yeah.
which why
so,
they're loved. Yeah.
So the kid Aang,
Yeah.
he's supposed to be Asian.
So yes,
Right.
but he was portrayed by a white kid.
Of course he was.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he?
But this was where it gets worse.
So was Goku.
Yeah. Oh, I have thoughts about that too. Don't get me started. But anyway, so in the original show,
Right.
a group of Earthbenders are trapped on a metal ship by the Fire Nation. So before,
Now the Fire Nations are the bad guys.
so okay, well, a couple of them are not the entire one. So
The dude
that's
with
where
the dude with the burnt faces, right?
Zuko.
Yeah.
He's a bit of a Vegeta type character.
Okay.
Yeah. But there's a lot of it.
Right.
But it's a whole like don't generalize and everything. So yeah. So anyway, so the Fire Nation, they have these Earthbenders captive on a metal ship.
Right.
Those Earthbenders could not bend metal. That wasn't discovered at that time. It is later in the series. So they're out to sea. They can't bend metal, so they're fucked. So in the movie, the Fire Nation takes this village hostage.
Right.
An Earth Nation village
On land.
where they have trees, rocks, whatever. They have their fucking power source there, but they still can't fight back.
Oh no! How am I going to defend myself?
Oh, so Aang, the whitewash Aang, pronounced Ong, comes in.
Oh, they even pronounce it wrong in there.
Oh, big time. And so he comes in and does this whole like, you guys could do it, you guys fight back and everything. He went into white savior mode.
Yep.
And the Earthbenders just miraculously knew how to Earthbend again. And that was one of the worst things, not only about that adaptation,
Right.
but white savior complex.
So all he took from the source was pretty much the origins of it, and that was it.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
source material.
So white savior movies have been around for like a long time,
dude.
and we didn't realize it until like it started becoming even more
Right.
over the top.
And this is different. Like we had talked about whitewashing movies. This is
Yeah.
completely different. Now that one's actually
A double whammy
combination of both.
whitewashing and white
yeah,
savior.
they whitewashed him and they made him the savior of all.
Yeah.
The first one I honestly think is the one you mentioned already, Higher Learning. That's the first one that pops into my head.
Oh yeah,
Because here comes lily white, middle class Michelle Pfeiffer.
yeah. Oh, you mean Dangerous Minds?
Dangerous Minds.
Yeah.
That was it. Higher
Yeah.
Learning. No, but Higher Learning is kind of the same. No.
Well, it had Chrissy Swanson.
Chrissy
But she
Swanson.
tried to do the whole like peace rally and everything,
Right,
and it
right.
turned into a Kent
Right.
State.
Right.
Yeah.
No, but the one, Michelle Pfeiffer, that was
Yeah.
the one. Dangerous Minds.
Yeah.
Where she comes in as the middle class, white girl and white teacher. I'm gonna save you all. They
Yeah,
give her
yeah.
the worst kids in the school. Because they made it's kind of sort of like they kind of made fun of it in Family Guy.
Yeah.
When Brian is teaching those inner city kids.
Yeah, yeah,
he
yeah.
goes, oh, Captain, my Captain.
Right.
Yeah.
And they also made a parody movie of that. Well, it was a parody of all like
With
those, like,
John Lovitz.
yeah, High School High. But no, I remember Dangerous Minds mainly because that Coolio song played ad nauseum.
A Gangsta's Paradise.
Throughout '95, like you
Yeah.
could not escape
As
that
I walk
song.
through the valley of the shadow of
But
death.
at the time, I was a kid. I was like, "Oh man, like she really changed their lives and everything and whatnot." Looking back, it's really really fucking insulting.
It is. It is.
But at that time, I didn't know it was a white savior movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like the movie that finally showed me the white savior trope was The Blind Side.
Oh God,
with Sandra Bullock.
That is started on that.
That is one of the worst fucking movies of all time, and
the dude that it's based on disavowed it, didn't he?
Oh, he did. Actually, I'm glad you brought it up. So, okay, so for folks who have never seen the movie, it's supposedly supposed to be based on the life of Michael Oher. And so he was in real life, high school athlete. He lettered in football. He lettered in basketball, track and field. So the guy was golden, golden athlete. And so supposedly the story was that the Toher family, who were portrayed by Sandra Bullock and Tim McGraw, supposedly they adopted him and took him in because he lived in a really rough neighborhood of gang violence and all that. And so the movie portrayed him as just this big dumb oaf. Like he had no social skills. Oh, and the most egregious one was that he didn't know how to play football. Like they portrayed him as being completely ignorant of the game.
So he was Bob Sapp. Were you teaching me to football?
He was. They made him into fucking Stratowski from The Longest Yard.
Would you teach me to football?
That's exactly how it happened because Sandra Bullock goes up to him and basically says, "I'm going to teach you how to play football. This is how the game is." And
hang on one second. Hang on.
Yeah.
So, middle class white mom.
Oh no, upper class.
Oh, excuse me, upper middle class.
They were They were completely wealthy. They were Scottsdale folks, but in the South.
And I'm not saying that she couldn't know football,
right?
But come on now.
Yeah, it gets worse. Oh, it gets really fucking worse.
Yeah.
I'm about to fucking flamethrower this movie. So
go ahead, because I got another example.
Yeah,
great example. For
so they portrayed him as illiterate who had no social skills, but they said that he scored high in protective instincts.
Oh wow.
Yeah, which is not even a fucking thing.
That doesn't sound racist at all.
Yeah. But yeah, and so here's the thing: in real life, not only was he a really great football player, and he was on his way to become an All-American, but he knew the game, the ins and outs of the game since he was a kid. Now, this movie is showing him is that he never even heard of football until he was a teenager, and this privileged white lady came to teach him. And so one of the worst parts of the movie was, so he's being recruited by these Division I recruiters, college recruiters. And for some reason, Sandra Bullock's 10-year-old son is involved in the negotiations. And it's one of these fucking damn wiener kid characters that really are annoying. The overly precocious characters. Right. The ones that try to act like adults, but it comes off as disingenuous.
God. So kind of like Hayden Panettiere in Remember the Titans?
Yeah. But except that at least in Remember the Titans, they call her out on it. They say, "Would you go away, little girl?" Yeah. Or Denzel, it says to Will Patton,
"Tell your kid to shut the fuck up." Pretty much.
Yeah. But it's Coach, didn't you try to get her some dolls or something to play with? He's like, that's right. She doesn't like them. So at least they call her out on her being meddling. But no, with this kid, he's basically acting like his fucking agent, like Arliss. Oh my god. And
is he Ari Gold?
Right, exactly. And so not only are you saying that this young man is stupid, but he cannot speak for himself. He has to have a fucking 10-year-old to do it. Yeah. Now imagine, and also the kid has all the power for some reason. He's shooing away big colleges recruiters. Right. Now imagine if you were a fucking dean. You send your football recruiter to get this All-American, and he comes back and says he didn't want to go. Why is that? Because his 10-year-old brother said no.
You're fired.
Yeah, exactly. Not only you're fired, but I'm kicking your ass 3:00 in front of the fucking quad.
So check this out, dude.
Yeah.
There was a study done from 1987 films between 1987 and 2011, and they were studying about the whole white savior movies.
Yeah.
36% of the movies studied were produced by 6 major movie studios, and these were found to be responsible for a plurality of major awards in this time period. So basically, it's Oscar bait.
Oh yeah,
that's why they do the white savior thing.
I was about to mention, like, it is like one of the most common Oscar bait movies because the Academy, they love to jerk themselves off.
Well, the
They
first
love to.
aspect of it, they usually start off with loosely based.
Oh yeah, and by loosely, I'm glad you brought that up because The Blind Side, as well as the stories about Hidden Figures and all, and the Green Book,
right?
The original stories are great. You know, you have these like black folk, these people of color,
right?
Fighting against racism, bigotry, like going against all these obstacles on their own.
Right.
So that alone is a good source for a movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna give you one where I'm gonna the what I was gonna tell you and I was gonna just mention was The Last Samurai.
Yeah. Okay.
The Last Samurai.
So
with Tom Cruise.
Okay. So that one actually is a exception. I'm gonna tell you why.
Is it though?
It is. I'm gonna tell you why. Because a lot of people are thinking that Tom Cruise is the Last Samurai. He's not.
Well, no. Not because he's the last samurai, but because they wouldn't stand up for themselves or defend themselves until he came.
Well, there's a I gotta counter to that and everything. Yeah. I know what you're getting at. I totally get it. It does feel like that. So
it is like that.
Yeah, but here's the thing though: is like they still fought. The samurai Katsumoto, Ken Watanabe, and his people, they still fought. They kicked the Western and Japanese imperialist asses constantly. So they didn't need Tom Cruise.
They didn't need him, but I'm saying I didn't say that he needed him, but in the movie he's supposed to be the one that comes in and motivates them because I am here. I am the white savior. Follow me until your destiny.
Right.
I'm like, I would have been like, who is this motherfucker right here? The one dude called him out. I was like, this motherfucker. What's his name? The one that played Scorpion?
Oh, Hiroki Sanada?
Yeah.
Oh, Yujiro. Oh, he fucked him up.
He was the only one going, this motherfucker.
See, and I think, honestly, where the savior one breaks down, though, like, he wasn't a savior. He was their prisoner. And he got his ass kicked a lot, and also he was suffering from some demons as well. So he wasn't like a perfect.
He wasn't their prisoner. They took him in and tried to fix him. They were kind of sort of like his rehab.
Yeah,
they were trying to rehabilitate him because they saw the good in him.
Yeah, well, it's also because Ken Watanabe read his diary.
But what I'm saying about White Saviors, you didn't need him in there.
Yeah,
you didn't need that part.
Right?
Why couldn't it be just a story about the samurai standing up for themselves against the emperor?
Yeah, which I mean, it was
but you don't need him there.
And here's the thing: this is what studios do. So the story about if it was just about Katsumoto and everything, take away Tom Cruise.
Right.
It would have been a great story.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're trying to put him as the POV character for the audience. Because, the average American at that time...
I ain't white.
I didn't say you. The average American didn't know much about samurai culture other than from, fictional video games and all that. So he was, pretty much like the POV character. And also is that... They called him a savior, but it's like they still got their asses kicked. Yeah. They still got they still lost.
Dead.
They all still end up dead and everything.
But what I'm saying is that he didn't need to be in there. There was the whole if you completely remove his story from it, it's still a great movie. Forget about him.
Oh yeah, and he didn't hurt it, but I do get what you mean. Like he wasn't necessary. It was just like the POV character.
See, but it's kind of like what you just said, though. Mm-hmm. That's also, I think, is part of the white savior thing, too.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not going to try and teach you ignorant people about the samurai culture.
Yeah.
Here's a white guy so you can relate to him.
Right. Oh, yeah. Again, the POV character.
Yeah. Kind of like in Black Panther, the shield guy. Why he got to be there?
Oh, what's his face? Frodo. Frodo.
No. Not Frodo.
Martin Freeman.
He was Bilbo.
Bilbo, yeah. I'm sorry to sound racist, but all hobbits look alike. Hot take, no.
You hobbitist.
Yeah. hey, listen. They fucked with my jewelry. Anyway, I kid. Martin Freeman.
Yeah. Why did they need him?
Because and I was gonna get to this. Studios, when they see these stories, they say okay, cool, but. Let's put in some white people because,
so white people can relate to him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, Dune was the worst one. I actually have an example, is Birth of the Dragon. Mm-hmm. It was a movie based on Bruce Lee's fight with Wong Jack Man.
No, yeah, I remember, and they stuck in a white guy.
Yeah. Well, for the audience, so Bruce Lee was given this challenge by a Shaolin monk by the name of Wong Jack Man, and it was basically tradition versus contemporary when it comes to martial arts.
He was jacking who?
Wong Jack Man. Yeah, Jesus Christ.
One Jack Man, so he was folded up.
Wong.
Michael Jai White. One Jack Man.
Anyway, yeah. So in this, this is pretty much like martial arts folklore because we don't know who won the fight. We don't know if it actually happened. However, the mystery behind it.
It's an urban legend.
It's an urban legend, and it's what basically led into like the creation of Jeet Kune Do. So that right there, that whole story sounds awesome. If you just focus it on Bruce and Wong Jack Man, that would have been great. Right. However, the studios had to put in a white guy. It's what's his face? I forgot his name. Like Magnuson. He played. I think he played like a young Paulie Walnuts in the Sopranos prequel. Many States of Newark.
Not sure.
Yeah.
Right, they had to stick him in there because if certain people see the trailer and they don't see that there's one of them in it.
But it's like, here's the thing. It's like, you have Bruce Lee. Yeah. Bruce Lee's a fucking icon. You don't need the POV character because Bruce Lee, you could follow him.
Which is funny because one of the, I think, probably, it won Oscars and probably considered one of the greatest movies of all time, has no white people in it. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Oh yeah,
there's no. It's
full on like Chinese cast. Well, I mean, it was made in China, and it's and
right.
Everything.
But even movies that are made in China, look at Hong Kong action movies. They're always got a white guy in there.
Oh, but he's usually the villain.
Usually, yeah.
Yeah.
True, never the hero.
Yeah. Honestly, he's
usually never even the friend of the hero. It's just like,
the only person that was white and the hero was Cynthia Rothrock. She was actually the first white
in a Hong Kong action movie.
Yeah, the first white actress to actually star in her own movies in Hong Kong. But that's mostly because it's like she's a fucking icon.
I can't remember what the. I think it's Guai you know how the Japanese have gaijin?
Oh yeah, Guai Lo, yeah.
Guai Lo is in Chinese.
But usually, like in Hong Kong, like the white people are usually the villains. Like Cindy Rothrock, she bucked that trend because she did play some bad guys. She was a bad guy in Millionaires Express with Richard Norton, who was like one of like the top white guy villain actors. But she played a good guy like in like I would say like 3 or 4 5 movies.
Didn't she do one where she's partnered up with Michelle Yeoh?
Oh yeah, Yes Madam, which is a classic.
All right, let's go take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Stop being a passenger in life. Stop waiting in traffic like everyone else. Take your ego to the next level and travel across town at hundreds of miles an hour. The San Andreas Flight School. Become a licensed pilot in as little as 3 hours. Take out your friends and family in spectacular fashion by getting certified. Don't believe what you hear. Flying is easy. It's mostly autopilot anyway. Click a few buttons, set the destination, and hanging back with the ladies. Imagine how hot she'll get when you tell her you can leave for a tropical paradise at a moment's notice on a plane. Always wanted to get into the exciting international courier business? You need to fly. Tired of dealing with the horrible airlines and their graying pilots? Get your pilot's license. A turbulence-free future is yours. The San Andreas Flight School.
And we're back. Thank you guys for continuing to hang out with us. So we're talking about the white savior in movies. There was another one that I wanted to bring up that it's... Okay, it's kind of similar to Last Samurai, but not really because... Wait, the reason why I say it is because... In Last Samurai, Tom Cruise was actually sent there to quote-unquote negotiate their surrender, but then ends up siding with them.
Actually, he was there to like train the Japanese army. Yeah.
To train the... You're right. Yeah. But then he got found, anyway.
Yeah.
Glory is
another one. Yeah.
Glory, you have this whole black platoon, and here comes the white savior, Matthew Broderick.
Who was one of the whitest guys of all time.
Whitest guy that ever whited white.
And there was Cary Elves, but he looks like, what's his face, Michael Jai White compared to Matthew Broderick. Yeah.
He's as hip as Wesley Snipes compared to Matthew Broderick. But the thing is, my thing is they put him with the Black Regiment in the Union Army during the Civil War as a punishment.
Yeah.
Or, to try to make his bones because he was like a new new officer.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, we're gonna put you with the worst ones. Once again,
Yeah.
kind of like Dangerous Minds, kind of like The Substitute.
Oh yeah,
The Principal.
See, The Substitute, I was like, was an exception because he wasn't there to help these kids. He was there to find the guy who assaulted his girlfriend.
Wildcats.
Yeah.
That was
with Goldie Hawn.
That was another one.
Yeah.
That's another white savior movie.
The White Shadow.
The White Shadow.
The TV show?
Yes, I remember. I used to watch it.
Okay, a funny one though. It's kind of a bit of a white savior complex, but it's really fucking funny. Welcome Back, Kotter.
Yes and no, but yeah, because he went to school there.
Yeah.
So he was one of the sweat hogs, and he came back.
Yeah.
But like, for example, in Wildcats, it was supposed to be like a punishment for her to go coach or for her to try to prove herself by coaching this shitty ass football team. And that's kind of, it was like Dangerous Minds, but with football.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And so it has that white savior. Oh, here comes this middle class white woman coming to teach and coach all these inner city kids to how to be a better football team.
And that's why these white savior movies are dangerous because they unfairly picture Black Latino students as poor, illiterate, gangbangers.
Yeah, none of them are good.
Yeah, none of them are good.
None of them are smart.
And then they need a white lady to come in and say, "Hey, you're actually a good person." Well, thank you, Michelle Pfeiffer.
One of the very few movies that kind of because it was Remember the Titans, because Denzel was obviously, well, still is.
Yeah,
he's black.
Yeah,
but like the one kid that was a quarterback, he was white.
Oh, what's his face? From Sons of Anarchy.
Yes, no, not Charlie Hunnam.
No, Opie.
Oh, Opie. No, he was one of the linemen.
Yeah, he was Bertier.
Yeah, but one of the quarterbacks, I mean, one of them I think was Baby Goose.
Yeah, Ryan Gosling. Yeah.
And he was like the hip California dude. And
no, that was another actor.
Right. But I'm saying he wanted to give up the spot. He didn't want to be the quarterback. Same thing happened in Wildcats. But my thing is that you're right.
Yeah.
They come in and they think that, well, oh, you poor inner city kids that know nothing.
Right.
None of you are intelligent. It's like, motherfucker. What?
Yeah.
It's like, And
I got another worse example of that is the Green Book. I fucking hated the Green Book because I knew exactly what the Academy's agenda was with that movie.
Right.
So it's based on Don Shirley, who is a gay musical prodigy, and he is going on like basically a tour to different like clubs and everything to perform. So he had a driver. And Don Shirley's played by Mahershala Ali. I probably just butchered his name, so my bad.
Yeah.
And his driver was a racist Italian dude named Tony Lip, played by Viggo Mortensen.
Oh, the dude that played Cottonmouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like this intelligent doctor or something like that.
Oh, yeah. And he's gonna be Blade in the MCU.
Right, but I'm saying he plays a doctor that doesn't he or something like that.
Yeah, several doctorates.
Right.
Yeah, and
Viggo Mortensen plays the moron.
Oh yeah. But here's the thing.
I remember there's a whole fried chicken scene. That's what I remember.
God. Here's why I fucking hate that movie. Viggo Mortensen's character teaches Ali's character to eat fried chicken.
Wow.
And he actually says, "I'm blacker than you because I know how to eat fried chicken."
Wow.
So
I'm blacker than you.
Okay, so that angered me because it did trigger memories. Because I've told you this before, is that I've dealt with a lot of racist kids when I went to high school in Scottsdale. And a lot of the red flag for a racist is when you say to a black person, "I'm blacker than you," or you say to a Latino person, "I'm more Latino than you," because you're when you say that, you're basically trying to minimize their culture, and your idea of what makes a person black or whatever is based on like whitewashed stereotypes. And so when I heard that, I was like, I want to kill the Farrelly brothers. No, shouldn't say that because But anyway, I want them like really harmed.
Well, you go ahead because I got some more examples.
But also what made that movie worse is that it was such a very sanitized, like simplistic view of race relations.
Right.
Because by the end of the movie, they're basically saying, "Hey, they're friends now. Racism is over. All right, let's hold hands and sing Kumbaya."
Kumbaya.
And it turns out that Don Shirley's family actually said that the movie was incredibly misleading.
Wow.
they said the thing that bothers our family is that the focus of the film was all about a white man who was an extreme racist and who was still a racist at the end. And that's what I was talking about, is that the black stories...
He didn't learn anything.
The black stories are still overshadowed by these white insert characters. Hidden Figures, that was another one, where it's about... the black female engineers.
Yes, with
NASA.
Kevin Costner has to come in and stand up for her.
Kevin Costner's character doesn't even exist.
Yeah.
He was never an actual person. Yeah.
Is that also the one where James Franco stands up for her at a gas station? Or a woman at a gas station, he buys her gas because the dude won't sell her gas.
That I am not sure about. I don't
but
remember.
Anyway, another example that they give here in the study they did, 12 Years a Slave.
Oh, God. More Oscar bait.
42.
Yeah.
Amistad. They have listed your Avatar movie.
Yeah.
The Blind Side, they got that one. Blood Diamond.
Yeah.
Because remember, Dama Hansu
yeah.
and his son have to be saved by Leonardo DiCaprio.
Of all people.
Right. City of Joy with Patrick Swayze.
The Help. It has to say The Help.
Oh, no, it does.
Yeah.
Cool Runnings.
Really?
Think about it.
Yeah.
Why did they need a white guy to come in and teach them how to bobsled?
Right.
You know, why got to be a white guy? And then a 300-pound white guy. No offense to John Candy.
You almost called him Tom Hanks.
Yeah. I mean, Tom Hanks is the last nigga on Earth, right?
Yeah.
According to Paul Mooney.
You mean the last nigga on Earth?
Yeah. According to Paul Mooney.
Well, honestly, Paul Mooney wasn't that far off.
No.
Like, he was dropping some knowledge. Even in a comedy sketch, he's speaking some truth.
Oh, Django Unchained.
Yeah.
They got that one listed here because you had to have Schultz come,
Yeah.
Because Schultz was kind of his savior.
Yeah.
Even though he was a complete badass in it.
Yeah.
Hey, look at that. And I never even seen this study before, and Dune is right up there. They completely agree with me.
Yeah.
You know, because he comes in and has to save them all.
See, and the thing is, you know what's funny is that you mentioned 12 Years a Slave and Django Unchained. I always thought as Django Unchained as the antithesis of those slave movies. Because we actually...
No, but the white savior.
The white savior, yeah.
It's a white savior.
Yeah, movie. Aside from the white savior, we actually got to see a former slave kick ass.
Oh, no, absolutely.
Because every movie, when it comes to slavery, it shows slaves getting beat constantly. Roots, 12 Years a Slave.
Yep.
There's calendars I can't think of at the moment, but the Oscars, like the Academy, they love that shit.
Yep.
They love slave movies big time because they want to pat themselves on the back and everything, saying, "Hey, we're progressive. We give awards. We oh my god, I've heard that."
Hey, there's a movie about slaves, and we gave out an Academy Award for it. Yeah, to the white guy.
Yeah, dude. Yes. You know what? And you're gonna love Snoop Dogg after I tell you this because he
already do. But go ahead.
But so when they announced that there was gonna be a remake of Roots, Snoop Dogg went on social media. Is like, I am so fucking tired of this shit. Every time these fucking like studios just making movies about niggas getting beat.
Yeah.
How about we've seen that shit already? How about we see some like black stories written by black people?
Well, see, here's the thing. There's a show right now that my girl loves. She's binged the whole thing, which kind of it's not based on real people. It's called Bridgerton.
Yeah.
Bridgerton is a multi-race. Cast.
Yeah.
Even the queen is black.
Oh yeah, because it's like one of his executive producers is Shonda Rhimes, a black woman.
So it's kind of like a non-musical Hamilton.
Yeah,
where it's a diverse cast.
Yeah.
Another movie they got listed here is Freedom Riders.
Oh god, with Hilary Swank.
It
was basically a sanitized like a Dangerous Minds.
Yeah. It was like a PG Dangerous Minds.
Yeah.
There's Gran Torino, where the Asians can't stick up for themselves.
So they have to have a racist old white guy played by Clint Eastwood.
Bro.
Yeah.
The one scene I remember from that is when he pulls up to the pardon my, I don't use language like this, but when he pulls up and goes, "Hey, what are you jigaboos doing?" I'm like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
I was like, "Did he just call him that?"
Or when he's pointing the gun at the Asian gang, he's like, "I used to stack fucks like you as we used to use it as sandbags."
When he calls the neighborhood kid, I mean the neighbor kid Gook, I'm like, what the fuck?
Honestly, with the way how conservative Clint Eastwood is, this almost feels like his...
he's letting something repressed out.
Yeah. But you know what's dangerous about those type of movies is that after all that shit, they're trying to make you feel like, oh, he's actually a good guy. Yeah. Look how he gave the Asian kid his car. And... But...
oh, well, excuse the fuck out of me.
Well... I don't watch Bridgerton, but I will give it props. Is that not only do they have like diversity, but it's like told, it's like written by a black woman and black creators. And honestly, that's what makes these white savior movies worse. Is that they're told by white directors, white writers, and white producers.
Right, even the movies that are about blacks.
That makes it worse. Like a white person is telling the story about of a black person.
Yeah, I can tell your story better than you can.
Remember when you said that the when the white people trying to fight for you?
Yeah.
No. You don't know anything. Let me talk about you. Let me tell your story.
All right, and I can imagine there's a meeting. Go, well, maybe we should hire a black writer to write this movie, and they'll probably look at him and go, "Why?
Oh yeah.
Are you telling me that I can't write about the black life? No, motherfucker, you can't.
Yeah.
Like, no, you grew up in Temecula.
Right.
No,
right.
you can't.
But no, that's what the studios are doing. Like they're saying, like, okay, we'll tell you a story, but our way.
Well, here's another one that you might know that I haven't seen. It's called The Great Wall.
Oh, with Matt Damon.
With Matt Damon.
Oh, that's I haven't seen that one, but I heard that was a huge one.
Damon.
It's actually even terrible. It's actually like Last Samurai, but without the actual good writing and all that.
They actually have listed on here The Greatest Showman, and I can see that.
Oh, with Hugh Jackman?
Yeah, because they're not. It's not by race, but because they're the outcast, the misfits.
Because they have like
the quote unquote normal guy has to come in and be their savior.
Yeah.
There's the Green Book, the one you mentioned.
Yeah.
Green Book. Mm-hmm. I've never heard of it, but yeah.
But when we talk about
no, I've heard of it. Sorry, I haven't seen it.
Well, you know what made Green Book worse? It was that it won an Academy Award over Black Klansman. Yeah. Now, the story Black Klansman was a fucking phenomenal movie. Right. It was like about a black detective that actually infiltrated the Ku Klux Klan. Right. The story was absolutely wild.
The Green Book?
No. Black Klansman.
Oh, Black. Oh, yeah. The one with Denzel's kid.
Yeah, John David Washington. And so
I want to watch that one.
He was great. You'll love him. Yeah. And so, dude, you're gonna look at Topher Grace not the same way because he plays David Duke.
He play what?
Yeah.
Talk about stretching,
right? Yeah. I was like, so, and it was like directed by Spike Lee, which was actually a return to form for him.
Right.
It lost to the Green Book. And I knew that the Black Klansman, even though it's an amazing movie, it was going to lose.
Well, because the stronger character and the main character is black.
Yeah.
Whereas in the Green Book, you got a white guy there too.
Well, and it's not sanitized because the movie, not semi spoilers and everything, but the movie doesn't end on a uplifting note.
Right.
Because it's still basically at the end of the movie says that no matter what, the fight against racism, against all those groups, against the Klan and all that. It's still an ongoing battle. We still haven't come a long way,
racism will never end.
So the Oscars, they're like, oh, we can't have that. We have to have it sweet, happy sanitized, and on like a little bow. And so that's why the Green Book won. And the Green Book was a Band-Aid.
Yeah.
Honestly.
They wanted where at the end everybody's singing, let the sun shine.
Yeah, absolutely. I read on Reddit, and there's this one guy who was like, I didn't like Black Klansman because it ended on a down note. I like the Green Book because it showed no matter what, we're all the same.
We're all in this together.
Right.
I
responded to that guy. I was like, hey, guess what? The reason why you don't like Black Klansman's ending is because it was too real for you.
Yeah.
It was because you wanted everything on a what do you call it? On like a nice little
Mr.
cake.
Rogers ending.
Yeah. Guess what? It's not like that.
Yeah, real life ain't like that, bro.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is going too good, and I don't want to cut us off. So let's take another quick break.
Mm-hmm.
And we're back. Thank you guys for continuing to hang out with us. So, dude, there's a bunch of movies on here that I honestly never really thought about it.
Yeah.
But when I started reading this, I'm like, holy shit, yeah.
Yeah.
I love this movie, and thinking about it now, it's kind of right. It's kind of like the Mighty Ducks for baseball, hardball.
Oh, with Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. Where he's like this gambling addict and he has to coach the little kids team.
Yeah.
Remember I love it when you call me Big
I grew up on that movie. I still cry when G Baby got shot.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Bro. And I'm sitting there going, so, but if you think about it, it's true. Here comes the white guy that has to put the band of black kids together because they can't play. And, Yeah. So that's another, and he was forced to do it. It's always that
because it was like community service.
Yep. The Help.
I'm glad you brought up The Help because I'm gonna rain hellfire and brimstone on this movie. Okay,
Which one, Emma Stone or the other one? What's her name? The redhead. Well, she's usually redhead. She was like the ditzy blonde in this one. Come on now.
Jessica
Chastain.
Yeah. Well, I didn't have a problem with her character. In fact, I thought her and Octavia Spencer's story was actually better than the main story.
You mean the shit pie?
Yeah. Oh,
was
eat
it
my shit?
It was pie, right?
It was pie, yeah. But no, what I hated about The Help was, again, you have, the privileged white person coming in trying to fight for black people.
Emma Stone?
Yeah. She's trying to write a report about the black maids in the South. And so this basically is like...
Yeah, but Emma Stone can play Chinese.
Oh, right, yeah.
No, sorry, Japanese.
Oh, no, you're right, Chinese.
Oh, it was Chinese?
Oh, my
She was
fucking
supposed to be
God.
half Chinese.
I wanted to drop kick Cameron Crowe. As if I didn't hate you enough from Vanilla Sky and Elizabethtown, you pull this shit.
You know what Emma Stone can play? White.
Yeah.
She can play Irish, Scottish, maybe Norwegian. But come on now.
Emma Stone is like one of the whitest actresses on earth.
But yes,
yeah.
In The Help, she had to come along as the writer.
To tell the story about the black maids.
Yep.
And the thing is that the maids, they couldn't tell their story on their own. They couldn't go to the publication and say, hey, you're going to hear it from our words. No, they have to have the filter, who is Emma Stone.
Yep.
And, but also... They kept having Emma Stone as the focus, and I got sick of her character, mainly because there was nothing at risk for her. Like, she didn't have to risk anything other than losing her douchebag boyfriend or her racist friends. The story about Viola Davis and Octavia Spencer and them, I wish that they would have just focused on them and them alone. You know what I'm saying? Because this is their story, and you have fucking Jules from Superbad being the main character.
Yeah,
and
she's in a lot of Oscar bait movies.
Oh yeah, she's an Oscar baiter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Baiter.
Oh yeah, it's okay. It's a term I use for actors that really want to get that Oscar.
You know who's the king of that, right? Although I love him.
De Niro.
No.
Pacino.
Hanks.
Tom Hanks?
Yeah.
He's an Oscar baiter.
There was a while there where if you wanted to win an Oscar, put Tom Hanks in your movie.
No, big Oscar baiters. Like, an Oscar baiter is one that I want that award. I'm not doing it for the... I'm
talking about the filmmakers using a certain actor to know that they're... Like, when Tom Hanks...
Yeah.
He was almost a guarantee in the 90s to win an Oscar.
Yeah, but when I mean Oscar baiter, I'm saying like actors who
pick
want
their
that
roles.
Oscar. Yeah.
Okay.
DiCaprio is the biggest fucking Oscar baiter ever. Yeah. But no, but Emma Stone is a big Oscar baiter as well. Like, and
I'm gonna laugh every time I hear that.
Oh yeah. Who else? Jennifer Connelly.
Right.
After what do you call it? Beautiful Mind or whatever.
Yeah. Hilary Swank was like that for a minute.
She was an Oscar baiter.
Yeah. By the way, just to go back real quick, the one I was talking about with James Franco, that scene.
Yeah.
It's from that show that he had on Hulu, 11/22/63.
I haven't.
Where he's like a time traveler.
No, I never heard of that.
Yeah. And there's a scene where this woman a black woman goes to get gasoline.
Yeah.
At the gas station, the guy won't sell her gas. He tells her you can walk down a mile and go get the gas over there. They'll sell it to coloreds over there.
Yeah.
So James Franco comes along and
James Franco of all people.
I know.
Yeah, knowing that we know now.
Yeah. It's like, motherfucker,
but yeah,
what?
But you know what's even worse about The Help is it was so bad that Viola Davis, who played one of the major maid characters, disavowed that movie. She said she says she regrets it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. And that's what the movie that kind of blew her up.
It was, yeah.
Another movie they have listed here that unfortunately I haven't watched and I've always wanted to is Amistad.
Yeah.
That's actually the movie that made Mon Hansu's career.
It did. It did. Like, give us free. Yeah.
Yep. There was another one. Oh, dude, I never thought of this one. This one's going to blow your mind because I never thought about it. But if you think about it, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Oh, with Short Round.
No, yeah. Because they're Indian.
Oh, yeah.
Remember he saves all those Indian people from being enslaved?
Yeah.
You know, here comes Indiana Jones to save the day.
Yep. Yeah.
Where's my cape?
Right. No, but no, it's like I said, man, like these movies are dangerous.
Yep.
They really are. Like they the way they portray like minorities, and basically it actually almost gives, and that's why we have racist geeks all going on social media saying like, Star Wars has gone woke, the MCU has gone woke, all of this, because they're not used to seeing a person of color as the main character.
Well, I want to do a whole episode on that. Is when when people don't understand the term woke. Like when somebody tried to say, "Oh, the X-Men have gone woke."
Yeah.
You obviously have never read.
They've been woke since 1960s.
Kingdom of Heaven.
Oh,
with what's his face? Orlando Bloom.
Orlando Bloom.
Yep.
Oh, that was like what, the Crusades?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was a French dude. Mm-hmm. Let me see. There's a couple of them. The Last Samurai, Lawrence of Arabia.
Yeah.
The Legend of Tarzan. Mm-hmm. Lincoln.
Yep.
Machine Gun Preacher. Have you heard of that one?
With Mel Gibson?
No,
Mel Gibson. Gerard Butler?
Gerard Butler.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, he's the Magnificent Seven, the original, not the new one.
District 9. District 9 was his white savior movie as well.
Yeah, but the Magnificent Seven, if you think about it, it is.
Yeah.
Here comes along all the white guys to save the poor little Mexicans that can't stand up for themselves.
Oh shit! Three Amigos.
Oh, yeah.
I just realized that. Okay, I will give that movie the benefit of that because they weren't meant to be heroes. They thought they were doing a movie or something. But I mean, yeah.
The Matrix.
Yeah.
They actually consider that a white savior movie.
But and that's the thing. And the same thing with Hardball. It's like Keanu. Yeah, but he's like Tiger Woods. He's got a lot of ethnicities in him.
You give Keanu a pass because it's like Keanu Reeves is like the most decent human being that's ever existed. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think he farts. I think it just becomes like this positive energy. Mm-hmm. when he passes gas,
right?
It's like everybody just feels better around him.
Yeah, but you know what? Actually, I just realized something worse about The Help and all those other movies. You have a white main character exploiting the lives of African Americans to financially benefit herself.
Yep.
Because she did that because she was a aspiring journalist. She was a writer.
And she wanted to make a name for herself.
She wanted to make a name for herself on the backs of these maids.
Yep. They have a listed here, Mississippi Burning.
Yep. Oh, wasn't that with Gene Hackman?
It was Gene Hackman and Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you got Music of the Heart.
Mm-hmm. Oh, with Meryl Streep.
Yep.
One of the whitest actresses on earth, too.
The Principal, which I mentioned earlier. Jim Belushi.
Yeah. Oh, God.
He kind of played Joe. He kind of played a white Joe Clark.
Yeah. But no, like he starts like it was wild. Looking at that movie because Jim Belushi's like normally a comedian. Mm-hmm. So seeing that movie, now it would be like seeing Kevin James as the principal.
Oh, dude, definitely.
And Louis Gossett Jr. was his sidekick,
or Jack Black as the principal.
Yeah, I'm the principal, man.
Right.
Oh God, Radio.
Yeah.
Radio. Ed Helms.
Oh, dude. Okay. Radio proves what what Robert Downey Jr. said in Tropic Thunder. Completely right.
Yeah.
You never go full retard. Because he was right.
As brutal as that line is, he is right. Because when you look at those movies, like the ones where they play mentally handicapped people, they go over the top and it's insulting.
Way over the top.
And it's very insulting.
The one that's really bad about that is I Am Sam.
Yeah. Oh God, that was
with what's his face?
Sean Penn.
Sean Penn. Yeah.
Another worse one was The Other Sister with Juliette Lewis.
Or yes.
Yeah.
What about Ben and Judy? Who is it? Ben and June, something like that with Johnny Depp.
Oh, Benny and June.
Benny and June.
Yeah.
Then you got also the Rain Man. Mm-hmm. Although Rain Man is as touted it is, and people think it's such a great film.
Yeah.
He kind of put a bad spin on autistic people because it kind of put it to the extreme.
Right.
And anyway, but going back to what we were saying, there's so many that I honestly, some of them I never even realized.
Yeah.
That
we don't realize.
Stargate.
Yeah.
Sunset Park.
Oh, with Rhea Perlman.
Yep.
I remember that movie.
Time to Kill.
It was Dangerous Minds, but with basketball.
Yes.
Yeah. A Time to Kill. Yeah.
Yeah. A Time to Kill. Sound of Freedom.
Mm-hmm. Oh, with Jim Caviezel. The fucking like alt-right propaganda movie.
Alt-right Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean what? Time to Kill with Sandra Bullock.
Oh.
And Matthew McConaughey.
What's it called? So I was about to mention this, but the reason why you have like all these white narrative characters, and I touched on this a little, but wanted to go into it more, is that the studios don't have faith in minority
absolutely not.
roles.
No, the only one I can think of that kind of stands out, and I'll let you continue with that because before I forget, is Stand and Deliver.
Oh, with Edward James Olmos.
Edward James Olmos.
Oh yeah, that was like the antithesis because you had a Mexican actor playing A Mexican figure.
A person who was actually Mexican. 'Cause
Right.
He's based on a real teacher.
Oh, yeah, Jamie Escalante.
Yeah. So he was a real Mexican playing a real Mexican teacher. Mm-hmm. And then he had a Filipino playing a Mexican.
Oh, Lou Diamond Phillips.
Yeah.
Lou Diamond Phillips, he's one of those actors who's like, you can make him anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's what I like to refer to as racially ambiguous.
Yeah.
You know, because you can look at him and go, you look like he goes, Family Guy.
Yeah.
Goes, Dwayne Johnson. No, The Rock. And
yeah.
Stewie starting. He goes, Stewie, one's a baby. The other one's
is Polynesian.
Filipino. Some kind of...
Yeah.
He goes, and what about that Jessica Alba?
If I was 20 years younger. Yeah. But no, I love Stand and Deliver. And I appreciate it a lot more as an adult because, you know...
How do I get through to these kids?
It just reminds now it just reminds me of South Park, Mr. Carmenez or
How
something. How do I reach to these kids? But no, it made you appreciate that movie because not only was person of color the lead, but it was also directed and written by people of color.
Well, see, what happens is in these movies is they don't think that because they want, you know, like in every movie, especially dramas, they want that conflict that has to be resolved.
Yeah.
And they don't think you can do that with just people of color.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that's not true.
Right.
Because if you have a teacher who comes from an educated background, no matter if they're black, white, Asian, Mexican, whatever they are, if they come from a different education background, or two, somebody who brought themselves out of you know where they are and lifted themselves up, or it could be somebody of the same race that comes from privilege. But the thing is, there's the conflict. But what happens is they want that instant conflict. Oh, you're a middle class white person and I'm a black kid from the inner city, so we have nothing in common.
That's like Brian's story.
And they have to try to learn from each other.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what? Like the first example you use, the one with Sandra Bullock.
Blindside.
Blindside.
Yeah.
You know, he's this inner city kid that they want to portray as ignorant, and here comes the intelligent, college-educated white woman from upper middle class family, and our conflict is that. Yeah. And I'm going to mold you and help you.
And you know what the worst thing about that was that how it wasn't even like, it was supposedly based on a true story, but it was actually all fabricated. So I was actually going to bring this up real quick. So just recently, Michael Oher filed a lawsuit against the Tohi family. So basically...
That the player?
The player, yeah,
okay.
Michael Oher, yeah. So basically, they said that because like the movie show says that they adopted him, and helped him become like an all-American, go to college, and all that. But they actually, Leanne and Sean Tohi never actually adopted him.
So he was never really part of their family.
No, what it was a conservative
conservatory.
Conservatory,
kind of like Britney Spears.
Exactly, yeah. Which gave them legal authority to make business deals in his name, including his life story, because he wrote the book. The movie was based on a book that he wrote about, and so the book was his story.
He could did write it.
Yeah. So now they're saying that he's illiterate.
All by himself?
Yeah.
Well, Scooby-Doo.
That makes this movie worse because now they're trying to make him look like he was an ignoramus. But the thing is that he was actually intelligent. He just never had a consistent academic education.
Right. Well,
he never had
sometimes you come from a poor background, or disenfranchised background. It's difficult, even for the most intelligent kids.
Right.
I knew people growing up, highly intelligent, very smart, always had good grades. They ended up not going to college because sometimes you're just in a financial situation where you can't do it.
Yeah.
You know, and then people go, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. So what? Go take out a $500,000 loan?
Right.
I mean, come on now.
No, I feel you. Yeah. No, absolutely. And so, so not only did they make money off his name, but he also said that the family used their power as conservators to strike a deal that paid them and their two children millions of dollars in royalties from the movie, while Oher received nothing.
Shut the fuck up.
Swear to God.
He got nothing at all from the movie?
Mm-hmm. The son.
The
son, SJ, who played that little annoying kid, the little annoying kid that was portrayed, he received 60 to 70 grand over the course of the last 4 to 5 years.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, it gets worse, too. So, Oher's legal action asked the court to end the Tuhi's conservatorship and issue an injunction barring them from using his name and likeness or referring to themselves as his adopted family. It also asked for a full accounting of the money the Tuhis earned using his name to be paid to his share of profits and other compensatory and punitive damages. So basically, they made money off his back. They took his story and shredded it and made it into like, White People Save the Day. Wow. And also, so Sandra Bullock won Best Actress for that. And here's the thing about Sandra Bullock. There's no in between with her. When she's awesome, when she's in great movies, they're great movies. When she's in bad movies, they're fucking awful movies.
You mean like that one she did with Channing Tatum?
Oh, the Lost City, I think.
The Lost City or something like that?
I was thinking more All About Steve.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
She plays like a buffoon?
Yeah, a psychopath. Yeah. And also Speed 2. Yeah.
Speed 2. God.
So she won the Oscar for that movie, but her performance was terrible. Like, it was very, like, Hallmark movie. Like, she had a bad wig, her awful Southern accent, all these terrible lines like, oh, you saving his life. Nah, he's saving mine, or something like that.
Yeah.
And that awful wig, like her fucking, like, G. Snyder wig.
Oh, God.
And so I have a theory about why she won the Oscar for that movie. So she used to be married to Jesse James, and he was known as like the bad boy, like the custom choppers and all that.
Yeah.
And she's America's sweetheart.
Right.
Even before Taylor Swift and all that. So
Meg Ryan, she was like the Meg Ryan.
The Meg Ryan of the 90s. Yeah. So he cheats on her with this one Nazi porn star named Bombshell McGee.
That sounds like the most made up name.
It sounds like a Reefer Madness type of thing.
She might as well have called herself Joey Jojo
Shabadoo. That's the worst name I've ever heard. Oh no! Wait, Bombshell McGee. So this happens shortly after The Blind Side is released,
right?
And that's during Oscar season.
Oh, so she got a twofer.
Oh yeah. So that the Oscars and her PR team is like, oh, let's make this into the best comeback story ever. America's sweetheart betrayed by her bad boy husband who was stepping out with a tattooed porn star Nazi.
And you can tell that Jesse James is racist. You know why? Because what did she do right after that, Sandra Bullock? She adopted a black kid.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I was like, I think that was just to piss him off.
Oh yeah, dude. Her whole Oscar win of all that was a fucking massive PR move.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but all that from a fucking white savior movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. And and I'm glad that Michael Oher is actually telling his story and calling out that family for their bullshit and for their lies. So.
Exactly, dude. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, on that note, we just need more minority writers, directors, and I think it's changed over the last few years, and Hollywood is starting to recognize it, that we can tell our own story.
Yeah.
The last season, I don't know if you just saw the last season of the True Detective. Very good with Jamie Lee. Not Jamie Lee. JF. Ooh. Wow, I can't remember her name now. Silence of the Lambs.
Jodie Foster?
Jodie Foster. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Jodie Foster and the other girl that's in it is Irish, and they play these two cops in Alaska. It's a great, and it's directed by a woman of color, and it's a fucking great movie. Great series. But anyway, let us tell our own stories.
Absolutely.
And that's it. I mean, look at the Black Panther. People didn't expect it to be. It was one of the biggest hits in the Marvel.
Dude, it was a cultural phenomenon.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
And the whole crew was black.
Yep. Black actors, black writers, black director, black producers,
the whole crew.
We're talking about costume designers, stunt coordinators.
Yeah. So, but anyway, and I don't think, don't get me wrong, I don't think they should be the best person for the job. It's like those people who want to bash equal opportunity or diversity hires. I believe in that, but hire the right people for the job. It doesn't matter what they are. However, let us, people of color, tell our own story.
Yeah.
Because that's the way that you're going to be best.
Yeah. I just wanted to close this out to, this is a message to Hollywood. We're onto your bullshit. Like, you have done this shit for years. Like, where movies, where people of color are the center, and they're told by by black writers, people of color, they get dropped in favor of sanitized white savior shit. Exactly. We're done with it. We know what you guys are trying to do, and we ain't standing for that shit anymore. So the chickens
I stand all like it stands, and I can't stands no more.
Like, I'm saying the chickens are coming home to roost. So as as Gus said, let the black creators, the Mexican creators, let the people of color tell their stories.
Bingo.
Stop stepping on their dick, because guess what? That white POV character, they ain't gonna give a shit about that character.
We don't need him.
We don't need them.
Nope.
Just tell the stories.
Sure shit don't.
And let the people tell their story.
Yep. How do we get through to Hollywood? Anyway, thank you guys for hanging out with us. Don't forget to hit our link in our bio. Follow us on all social media. Drop us a line, and we will see ya.
Eagle Boulevard, Rennie's Balloon Stop, and the building next to the location. Suspects are seen climbing out of both windows, male Hispanic and a possible male black.